In 2018, former Jaguar Land Rover engineer Mark Truman showed his Arc Vector electric motorcycle. The Vector's copious carbon fiber, wishbone hub steering, and Tron design said it wasn't here to electrify motorcycles. It was here to explore what an electric performance motorcycle could be. Regrettably for Truman, one of the answers to that question was really hard to bring to market. After that 2018 reveal, investor issues led to bankruptcy in late 2019 instead of deliveries in 2020. Truman ended up buying the company assets back himself in 2021 and recently told Motorcycle News that the project is now back on track. Development writers are said to be shepherding a production-ready fleet around Spain right now. The first bikes are expected to meet their owners before the end of 2022. As for what they're getting, the Vector is built around a carbon fiber battery box holding a 399-volt, 16.8 kilowatt-hour pack from Samsung. That box replaces a traditional frame with all the other bits hung off of it. The battery turns a motor designed in-house with 138 horsepower and 293 feet-pounds of torque, which spins a belt to the rear hub. The setup is claimed to get the 485-pound bike from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds. Top speed is limited at 124. Assuming sane riding, Arc claims a range of 271 miles. Surely a European NEDC figure. DC fast charging can refill the battery from empty in 40 minutes. The parts list includes traditionally spendy bits, including high-priced dampers, brakes, carbon fiber wheels, and so forth. But Truman's exploration of how far he could go with an electric motorcycle didn't stop with the motorcycle. The Vector comes with the Arc Pilot system, which is an Arc Zenith helmet that houses a heads-up display and a rear-view camera, and an Origin armored undershirt and jacket with built-in haptic feedback. When a vehicle enters a rider's blind spot, for instance, the jacket buzzes the rider in the appropriate location. How cool is this thing? The price starts at 90,000 UK pounds, about $122,000. The corporate ride should be a tad smoother this time. Truman saying that Arc is doing design and consulting work that makes the company fully self-funded. Assuming that's all true, there's even more planned for the Vector, with a very limited edition that will be launching in 2022 that will allow customers to get closer to their technology and be involved in the creation of future cutting-edge tech breakthroughs, they say. Atomic Heart stirred up a lot of interest when it was initially announced. This was 5 years ago now, in 2017. It looks like it has a really unique Soviet retro future aesthetic, but will pull inspiration from classics like BioShock and Half-Life. I've kinda kept this game in the back of my mind since I saw that first trailer, but with updates being so few and far between, it had sort of started fading out of my brain. That was until I saw the game just got a release window. The game's publisher, Mundfish, just released a new story trailer, which of course gives us an even bigger look into what the game will actually be, which includes bombastic action, intense set pieces, some body horror, and lots of robots. I'm hesitant to trust game trailers these days. If this one is an accurate representation of what Atomic Heart really is, I think it could look absolutely amazing. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think it has the makings to be a Game of the Year contender, especially considering some of the Game of the Year contenders from last year. In the midst of an oversaturated genre, its world building and aesthetics are imaginative in a way not seen from games recently, and desperately missed by many. Of course, we'll have to wait and see if they follow through on a promising trailer, but I'm certainly rooting for them now. The end of the trailer gives us the info for release window, and they take their sweet time building the anticipation of revealing that Atomic Heart is coming out sometime this year. We also got a message that says hashtag a bunch of times BER, so we know that they're planning to release sometime within the last 4 months of the year. Especially with the uncertainty of development during the pandemic, this was a smart move so they don't have to delay later if that kind of thing would be necessary down the line. Are you ready to live on Mars? It could become an option very soon if Elon Musk succeeds in his goals. The SpaceX CEO has a long-standing vision of establishing a city on the red planet. It would be self-sustaining, would be home to 1 million people, and would transform humanity into a multi-planet species. It is perhaps Musk's most ambitious goal, one that could keep him occupied for the next 3 decades. It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future would be better than the past. Musk said that at the International Aeronautics Conference 2017 in Australia. I can't think of anything more exciting than going out there and being among the stars, he said. Here's what you need to know about Musk's mission. Musk plans to build a city on the surface of Mars. This would be a city open to regular people, not just scientists and researchers. People interested in moving to Mars could pay for their flight with a loan. Once there, people would be able to pay off the loan by working in anything from iron foundries to pizzerias. Musk declared at a 2016 conference that there would be a labor shortage for quite a while. The city would be free to govern itself on its own terms as indicated by the Starlink Internet Service Terms and Conditions released in October of 2020. This appears to stand in contradiction to the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which states that the launch origin country is responsible for subsequent space activities. But this is Elon Musk, so he might be planning to buy his own island, create his own country, to have his own rules once he gets to Mars. David Anderman, who serves as SpaceX's general counsel when the terms were released, suggested to Inverse in 2021 that the two documents may be set on a collision course. Musk estimated in 2019 that it would take around 1 million tons of cargo to build a self-sustaining city on Mars. Now, assuming it costs $100,000 per ton to send cargo up there, well, that would put a Mars city price at around $100 billion. At the high end, Musk estimates it could cost around $10 trillion. Musk's stated aim is to transform humanity into a multi-planetary species. Over the years, he listed reasons why humanity would want to expand into the universe. One theme he regularly lists is that life-ending events on Earth could spell the end of humanity. But humanity could live on if it's able to set up a base on a new planet, like Mars, for instance. Earth is 4.5 billion years old, but life is still not multiplanetary, and it is extremely uncertain how much time is left to become so, Musk wrote on Twitter back in 2021. Beyond very worst-case scenario, climate change, a surprise meteor strike, well, any of that could also wipe out humanity. Another reason he has suggested is because it's a reason to keep on living. There's so many things that make people sad or depressed about the future, but I think becoming a spacefaring civilization is one of those things that makes you excited about the future, no matter who you are. Musk isn't the first person to call for humanity to colonize another planet. Professor Stephen Hawking said in 2017 that humans would need to expand out within 100 years if they hope to survive. Central to the plan is the Starship, the fully reusable rocket currently under development in Texas. It will enable SpaceX to send humans and cargo to Mars and possibly back. The ship will be capable of launching over 100 tons or 100 people into space at a time. Its use of liquid oxygen and methane as fuel rather than the rocket propellant used in the Falcon 9 means explorers can fly to Mars, refueling using resources found on the planet, and fly back to Earth. The astronauts could even venture out further into space, building a planet-hopping network of refueling stations along the way.